Who's actually going to get the most out of a commercial-size ice storage bin, and who should simply walk away? If you run a small bar, a catering kitchen, or a busy food service operation that needs a steady supply of ice without constantly refilling smaller trays, this might be your answer. If you're just looking for a home fridge-freezer upgrade or a one-off party cooler, the size, price, and the fact that it holds ice only no built-in ice maker will probably make you rethink the purchase. And what about the cost? Is the price justified for everyday buyers who aren't moving hundreds of pounds of ice night after night? Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. Let's start with the basic scenario that pushes people toward a unit like the Manitowoc D320. Imagine a coffee shop that offers cold brew on tap. The barista pulls a pitcher of iced coffee every hour, and the ice melts fast enough that the pitcher never stays cold for long. In a setup like that, the biggest pain point isn't the flavor of the coffee, it's the constant need to restock ice. A 264-pound bin translates to roughly 20 gallons of ice, which, in practical terms, means you can keep a steady flow of ice for a full 8-hour shift without a single refill. That kind of sit-and-forget capability is the real value proposition here. Now, translate that to a home kitchen. You might host a weekend barbecue and think, why not snag a commercial bin? The answer quickly becomes about space, weight, and cost. A 22-inch wide, 264-pound load is not something you'll stash in a pantry. You'll need a dedicated floor space, preferably near a service line or a place where you can roll it out and back in easily. If you're limited to countertop real estate, the bin will dominate the room and make moving around a chore. That's why many casual buyers end up regretting the purchase. They underestimate how unwieldy a full bin feels and overestimate the frequency they'll actually need that much ice. Who should buy it? The sweet spot is commercial or semi-commercial environments where ice is a core ingredient, not an afterthought. Small restaurants, cafes, convenience stores, or event catering teams that serve hot drinks, frozen desserts, or need chilled storage for perishable items can benefit. The NSF certification is a solid reassurance for food service operators who must meet health code standards. Additionally, the durable exterior means the bin can survive the bump-ins and scrapes of a busy back-of-house area without denting the brand image. Who should skip it? Home users looking for a big ice bucket that can double as a freezer, or for anyone who expects the bin to produce ice on its own. This product explicitly does not have an ice maker built in. You still need a separate machine to produce the ice that you'll store in it. If you thought you were getting a combined ice maker and storage solution, you're going to be disappointed. Likewise, any location with limited floor space or weight capacity concerns should look elsewhere. The unit's weight alone, even empty, can be a challenge for older operators or small crews who need to move it around frequently. Turning to practical strengths, the first thing people notice is the sheer capacity. When you fill the bin to its 264-pound limit, you're essentially eliminating the need for mid-shift ice runs. For a busy bar, that translates into smoother service and less staff time spent on a repetitive back and forth with a smaller ice container. The convenient access claim isn't just marketing speak. The lid opens wide enough that a scoop or an ice bucket can be dropped in without wrestling. In a real-world kitchen, that means you can keep a scoop on a hook nearby, and the workflow stays uninterrupted. The versatile application line also holds up. Besides holding ice for drinks, the bin can act as a temporary cooler for bulk produce, seafood, or even for a large batch of pre-made desserts. Because the interior is stainless steel and NSF certified, you won't have to worry about the ice picking up metallic flavors that could transfer to delicate foods, which is a subtle but real advantage for chefs who are picky about taste integrity. On the flip side, the practical weaknesses are mostly about logistics. First, the bin itself does not melt the ice. You still need a plan for disposal. In high-traffic venues, the meltwater can pool quickly if not drained properly, leading to slip hazards or water damage to surrounding equipment. Some users have had to install a simple drain plug or set the bin on a sloped tray to manage runoff, a step that isn't mentioned in the basic spec sheet but becomes essential after a few weeks of operation. Second, the unit's durability is mostly about the exterior shell. The interior is stainless steel, but the bin doesn't have any internal insulation beyond the storage shape. If you're storing ice for extended periods, you'll notice the ice melt faster than in an insulated cooler. That's not a problem if you're rotating the ice every few hours, but for a scenario where you might want to keep ice frozen overnight, you'll need